But now, this treasure chest in particular, whenever I would play the original version of, well, I say original, the American version of, like, Kingdom Hearts, just Kingdom Hearts, that would have a gummy. I don't know if it would be Meteor, G, or whatever, but it would always be a gummy that I was at full capacity of. Something I noticed that this game did is that...
No more.
Yeah, if you do have an exceeding capacity, it gives you it anyway. But more often than not, it just changes what the treasure is to compensate for that. Like, it's not a gummy you can overstock.
Yeah, like if it's something that it probably gave you like just one of the like generic blocks for defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember reading about that when I got Final Mix for the first time. Was they made it so you could open every chest.
Yeah.
If need be.
Which again is kind of an OCD thing, but you know,
it's frustrating because it doesn't like open and say, oh, you can't have it, and it disappears. It just stays closed.
Oh boy, Anti-Sora. I love and hate this boss fight so much.
This is another boss fight that's like I never had trouble on, and then I heard people call it hard, and then like I did a challenge run, and I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm seeing where the difficulty comes from, because he does a lot of damage.
He does do a lot of damage. I just think a lot of the difficulty also comes in with the fact that you're in this really cramped room.
Yeah, I agree. Plus there's just stuff in the way.
There is just a crap ton of stuff in the way, and none of it's destructible either. You think it would be. Like, it'd be cool if we could, you know, damage the chair, bust the table down, I don't know. Throw a pillow at it, you know, do something.
Next up.
Yeah, this fight actually went by a lot faster than I had intended, but I wasn't complaining at the time. I'm just like, okay. Once its health is low, it will start doing, you know...
This is what makes this fight annoying, that he'll spam this.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah,
Let's keep doing it until...
It's Peter Pan doing fuck all.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Have we mentioned that the party member AI is retarded? Look at him! Oh my god.
Oh, there he goes.
It's about time. He's only got half a health bar left.
I've noticed that when you put computers in boss battles, they're just gonna be using their items.
Yeah.
They take a hit, use their item.
That's why I don't bother to restock them with items. Stop does work surprisingly well on this guy, though. I really didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I guess. Well, I guess I never include Peter Pan, but... I see, like, would you say it makes sense for Peter Pan to know spells?
The clock tower. Nevermore.
Reference. That's cool. Why is it called the Raven's Claw?
I don't know, but I like it. It's dark, it's foreboding.
It's a very good weapon, but I mean, why wasn't it called the Sora's Claw or something?
Because Sora doesn't have claws.
That Sora did.
I don't know. Maybe it was because this is like pitch black creature. I don't know.
No.
And that, I just thought that was weird because like it was clearly Riku's ability that made it, but it wasn't the same like happy dancing.
Yeah, I always thought that was strange too.
Like I feel like it was kind of like Riku's personality in a way. Like at first it was just kind of toying with Sora, you know, teasing him, taunting him, and then he's like, "You're a bit too close to my piece of ass. I'm gonna have to kill you now."
Yeah, I don't. You know, honestly, it would have been interesting if the fight was actually against the flying Sora. The amazing flying Sora. But it
grows like ginormous ears.
Yeah, it'd be. Honestly, I don't like the fight enough that I would be happy if they changed it to that.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't. But he does disappear. You won't find him anymore. So that was it.
Yeah. Even Captain Hook doesn't know where he is, but he couldn't care less.
I know. That guy's just all like.
Running off with that girl without even saying goodbye.
I love how serious he is there. He's
Yes,
at this
getting-
point
yeah.
he's done with his shit.
Yeah, he's getting annoyed.
Hollow Bastion, where Maleficent resides.
See, that's what's interesting is that they reference it as ruins.
You won't be going there.
The ruins of Hollow Bastion, yeah. Which
It's just it.
it's kind of the isn't this the first point where it's named?
Unless you intend to leave,
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
what makes it
right
kind of.
behind.
I don't want to say bad storytelling, but I'd say kind of confusing plot. This I thought was very good for Sora's. Not very. I guess I wouldn't say it's good for Sora's character. It makes him even kind of more cliche, but again, it was a good way to show his character.
I agree. Yeah.
For one, well, two things. For one, even though he doesn't really like Peter Pan, he won't let his friend get hurt.
yeah.
And also, he's also not willing to let them have a power which he knows is really good. He'd rather die than give them the Keyblade.
Not to mention he's got this internal conflict with, his best buddy taking his other best buddy away, even though they really should be working together just to, like, get back home or something. But no.
Conflicts have to arise.
Too long! Now, that part confused me the first few times I did this, and then I realized, like, he's hiding under it or something. He didn't, like, speak to Sora telepathically.
Oh, I always thought he spoke to him telepathically.
No! He's not that magic.
That story was nice.
Pixie dust can only go so far.
Thanks, Peter.
Although, there is that theory about what pixie dust is. Anyway, now we're going to go through a little...
It's kind of like a tutorial, I suppose, for the actual boss.
Yeah.
Kind of much like the swimming, it virtually is the word same as swimming.
Yeah, it literally is swimming in the air, which is awesome. Best glitch in Spyro. Anyway, the way it works is that it's circle to ascend, square to descend, just like swimming. But what this does is that it gives Sora the ability to glide after you finish the world, so he can't fly necessarily in any of the other worlds, but he can glide quite a distance away as long as he gets like a good jump. He can get pretty far with the high jump and then gliding, which I thought was a cool transition. Like, he retained the ability, he just lacks the magic of the world to carry him.
Yeah, it's it's cool. It's also, I guess it's sort of, I would also say it's kind of like in, when a lot of big RPGs, they give you like the fast travel near the end of the game.
Yeah.
I'd sort of consider glide kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of saying if at this point you don't want to solve all the puzzles, well, here you go. Just glide there.
Definitely. Now, this battleship Heartless is... There's no way that thing's natural. Anyway, it gives you a bunch of options to just tear this thing apart. You can destroy the sail for tech points, the cannons, the bow, I want to say. It all does damage to it all the same. Unlike guard armor, where each piece had individual health, it's all just one big health bar.
Yeah, it's a very...
Now this goes back to the Peter Pan's ability to do voices, very much like Robin Williams. And the Skull Cave, I can't remember what it was called, but he did the same thing here, where he imitated Smee. He stabbed him in the butt!
I know!
He stabbed him in the butt!
I hate this part. His face looks weird.
It does, and he just stands there, pointing, fade to black,
Should
and
have faded
then...
to black earlier.
Yeah.
But this is the other fight that you could just leave.
Yes, and really, I didn't think to leave.
Well, but you wouldn't think to leave. You're fighting him on his ship.
Yeah. But you can, you can just leave the world. I would say Captain Hook is actually a fairly difficult boss fight.
I would say, again, one of those things where it's like, you don't think about it much because your first run, you're probably a little overpowered. Or not overpowered, but, you know. You're probably not playing on the really hard mode, but Captain Hook is a pretty tricky boss. He's got a nice variety of moves.
And honestly, I think I brought this up in Agrabah, but just to kind of reiterate, I always considered Captain Hook as like second in command of the League of Injustice, but really, that's really just Jafar, I would say. You know, if Maleficent being the leader, and he's kind of like her. Like if I don't even know if they're assigned ranks or whatever.
Yeah, although
but
you're right.
It's really just an issue. Sorry to cut you off. Just want to get this out. The issue is just the order in which these guys appear. He's stronger because he appeared in a much later world. That's basically all it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is. You're right. It is how to. You would think he is because he is the last. Plus, they kind of build him up too.
A little bit.
He's Riku's vessel.
Well, but his ship.
Oh, his ship. Well, I don't know. She says, "Here's your vessel." But that's why I never knew what the word vessel meant. Because I thought she was talking about him, and I'm all like, "What's a vessel?"
Yeah, no, a vessel is something to carry something. Or,
yes,
a ship, container.
Why can't they just say that?
Because it.
Here's your plane ride. But
this is not a plane.
But what else? What you brought a mention point about saying Jafar would be the same because like earlier in the cutscene, Captain Hook doesn't know what Maleficent's doing.
Yeah,
but Jafar did.
Yeah, I would say Jafar or Hades.
Yeah,
very, very good.
I would just say Hades doesn't really care.
No, he doesn't. Like he would plainly be the leader if he gave a shit, but he doesn't.
What makes his character so awesome is that he doesn't. He doesn't disappear in this game.
No.
You fight him and everything, but he doesn't. He's just still there.
He's optional.
Well, yeah, he's optional, but he's just. It's just I don't know. I just love Hades. James Woods always.
We've got James Woods. Now Captain Hook is going into spammy, crazy Meta Knight mode where he's using. I would say it's like his variation of Ars Arcanum, which is the move you learn after you beat him.
Oh yeah, that is true. I guess you do learn it from him.
Yeah, well, again.
And why do you learn Ragnarok from him? That never made sense to me.
Well, again, there are some skills that Sora just gets, but there are some things I would say make sense that he's able to learn.
Yeah, like
Cloud gave him Sonic Blade somehow. But, he used Sonic Blade, and it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. And you're right, this one could be Sora being like, oh.
Sora's like, I can flail like that. I just kind of have to focus, or whatever. Classic scene. I love that. Ars Arcanum. It's a really, really powerful move. I'll definitely be using it.
Very cool. Also has nice invincibility frame, so.
This is another aspect of Sora that it kind of took some getting used to, but like I like it. Yeah, like he's having a moment, and then he's really not having a moment though.
Yeah, but then
he's just so. What's that word you use?
Optimistic.
Not well. Yeah, he's very optimistic, but there's another word you used earlier.
Naive?
No, not naive.
She can try it herself.
Just like he doesn't really care how grim things are right now. He has a lot of faith. Yeah. I don't know if it's in himself or.
Although you could argue that he's in denial.
I wouldn't think so. That's a very confident look he's got.
Yeah.
God, Tinkerbell, stop.
I know that is dangerously close. But whatever.
Oh my god.
And see, this is considered Neverland, but you're in London.
Yeah.
So is London... Well, see, like, Jane is from London, from Tarzan, so... Is this the same as Deep Jungle? I mean, I assume Jane's from London. She might just be anywhere in Europe.
It's the whole movie. Like, they couldn't call the world Peter Pan. That just would have been weird.
Peter Pan World. Oh, it's kind of like when everyone. It's kind of like before they came up the name Timeless River People just called it Steamboat Willie World. Like, what if that was the actual name of the world?
That would have been amazing. But yeah. Basically, you gotta fix the clock.
Which is, again,
Big Ben.
it's one of those... It is explained if you talk... Well, I guess if you explore. But it's... I just find it unnecessary. Why did they find the need to have this last puzzle to finish the world?
Well, I honestly don't know. I like it because it gives me an excuse to kind of look around London. The area is just gorgeous.
I will... It is very fancy backgrounds for...
Except for that flag back there. It was, well, we'll be coming back here in another bonus parts, so I actually kind of paid a lot of attention to that flag because it really bothered me and I never noticed it until this point. But after that last keyhole, we finally got the second pair, or the second piece of the pair to reach Hollow Bastion. The first pair, or the first piece, I believe was like all the way back in Wonderland or something like that.
Well, you get the 2, which unlocks the first warp portals.
Yeah.
And then you get 1 in Traverse Town, and then, well, freaking Agrabah, Halloween Town, and Atlantica just sucked. They didn't give you anything.
Mm-hmm.
See, is this Riku's memory?
I would imagine so.
I never thought of it. I thought it was just Sora's continuation. It's not. It's Riku's memory. And there we go. The answer. Sort of.
Kind of.
If you paid attention to the mythos of what the keyholes are, then you can sort of piece together what was going on.
So you're telling me an 8-year-old or whatever. You're telling me a little kid like Riku wouldn't go back to Sora and he's like, "Hey, look what I found."
Well, no, I don't. I would think he would, but
he didn't.
Well, maybe he didn't. Sora just doesn't remember.
Maybe, I don't know.
He was a manly kid. It didn't scare him. I always found that weird, but I guess that again, that's another hint of what you're about to learn.
Yeah. Now, I didn't actually know what she was referring to, but basically, Riku used another one of those dark portals to get all the way back
Yeah,
here.
which apparently is not good.
Mm-hmm. And it also begged the question, where was he going in the first place?
What do you mean?
Why did he need to take the ship to go somewhere? Where were they even going?
To find Kairi.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how she found her, but...
Well, where was she keeping her? That they had to take a ship to... I don't know. It was just a strange little
Well,
thing.
there was that. I guess, remember, they said they were looking for Windy, too.
Yeah. That was just kind of a side trip that they didn't even need to do anyway.
But they thought...
Oh, that axe
Oh.
does not it's not a substitute shower.
I beg to differ. But not that I do that. I always take showers.
Yeah, okay.
Look.
Look.
This was kind of weird.
There's not enough Wendy for this scene to be necessary.
Yeah, and it's like this is sort of going by the movie, but you don't
care.
Yeah, you don't really care. That just it kind of ends bittersweetly because you don't get the nice moments. Although you kind of enter the story in medias res, sort of.
A little bit.
They've already became friends and everything. So.
I always took that the wrong way. I still
She's
do.
getting steamed.
Yeah. So basically, she's saying, "I want to tag along."
Ian, why was he all like?
He's like, "Okay." Again, you're muddling. Every single
Yeah,
one
now
of
he's
you,
stealing.
stop muddling.
Ugh.